Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Remember, Brock, Rock, and Wine coming up on July the 29th. And if you need a roof, give a shout. Hudco Roofing. Also, ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com. Okay, y'all. Hope your Wednesday's off to a great start. LSU beats McNeese. Tigers got out to a 3-0 lead early. Blake Money got the start, was okay for the first couple of innings, then was really knocked around good in the third, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits. But bullpen kept it together. Flirted with danger a couple of times, but they were able to close it out. Griffin Herring, Sam Dutton, Gavin Guidry, Thatcher Hurd, they get you home. So Tigers win. They beat a good McNeese team, a team that's got a shot of it's got a shot of winning its conference and being a regional team. So a nice win for LSU. We'll go through it a little bit. We did see one big change, which was Hayden Travinsky playing first base. So we'll talk about that a little bit here and what that may mean kind of going forward. So, all right. Other news is Logan Diggs, Notre Dame running back, from Rummel, who spent the last 2 seasons at Notre Dame. LSU offered him. They got in on him late. Committed to Notre Dame, spent the last 2 seasons there. Actually led Notre Dame in rushing attempts a year ago. He's committed to LSU. Actually signed. I mean, it's not just a commitment, it's done. LSU announced it, so paperwork's final. I'm sure he'll be going through summer school. So big get for LSU. I said it whenever he entered the portal. He is immediately the best running back on LSU's team. A guy that can run with some physicality between the tackles, a guy that can make you miss, a guy that can catch the ball at the backfield. And the other thing, too, is, the LSU would always say actions speak louder than words. If the coaches felt like they were good at running back, they would not have felt the need to go out and bring in Logan Diggs. And so the fact that they went and added a guy tells you what they felt about the guys they got. And Brian Kelly's talked about it. They've got a deep group of guys that they can keep rotating and bringing fresh legs, and that's fine. But sometimes you need the closer, you need the game breaker, and you didn't have that guy on your roster. Well, you do now. So I'm not sitting here telling you Logan Diggs is going to be an All-American, but I'm telling you he's a better running back than any of the guys you have, and that's an upgrade, and that's why they signed him. So Logan Diggs has 2 years remaining, so 3 to play 2 because he didn't redshirt, so 3 to play 2. Logan Diggs joins LSU. All right, we'll say some good mornings here. We'll talk a little bit more about the game from last night. So if you got any questions, comments, fire away. Craig Duga, hope you entertained yourself with that tweet. What tweet? Did I not tweet the Drew's backpack's beeping. Sorry, I'm just getting started. I gotta go run stuff to the backpack. Craig, what tweet? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Fill me in on what tweet. Hang on. I'll be right back. All right. All right. Darren Reeves, good morning. Brent Roban, is your mindset for the team the rest of the way? Sharper defense, hot bats, praying whoever comes out of the bullpen has some sort of command. You know what? Sure, Brent. Look, I mean, they've hit all year. I don't really worry about them hitting. And I think they can be a solid defensive team. Are they flawless? No. Rarely is any team at the collegiate level flawless. I think you're really good in spots. We saw yesterday something I told you I was worried about, which was, look, Gavin Dugas is awesome, and I want him in there. I want him in the game. But you're not going to turn a double play again this year with Gavin Dugas. His shoulder's in right. I mean, he's all elbow with his throws, and he had an opportunity yesterday to turn a double play, and he couldn't turn it. And it's not. I mean, it would have been a tough play anyway. But anyway, point is, I think you're fine defensively. I mean, Milazzo had a pop up behind home plate that dropped last night. It's hardly flawless, but I think we know what the recipe is for this team. We've seen pitchers on this team be good this year. We've seen them be bad. You hope you find consistency in the postseason. Jamie Leday, Brian Broom, Trey Potan, Jeff McKithen. What's up? Ryan Amanda Guidry. Craig, the tweet on the text number? I don't know what that is, Craig. The tweet on the text number? I didn't tweet anything on the text number. Oh, you tweeted me something. You sent me something on my text line. I haven't checked my text line this morning. Sorry. Got it. Bart St. Germain, Becky, Herod, good morning. Kelly Gross, jump over here to YouTube. Please smash that like button if you would. Trivia Carter, Randall Alfrecht, Stephen Miller, good morning. Spurge, Jason H, happy hump day. Shoe gang, good morning. Wendell Norman, Russell Jory, big news with Diggs. Yeah, look, I'll read this off to y'all again. I don't know that any of y'all necessarily truly care. But, nope, I don't have it there. Gosh dog it. Logan Diggs, I got to see him play 3 times in high school. Again, it's high school. I get it. Yeah, here you go. As a sophomore, he had 13 rushes for 70 yards. As a junior, he had 14 for 52. That was in the state championship game. And then as a senior, Logan Diggs had 35 rushes for 257 yards, averaged 7.3 yards a carry, and scored 3 touchdowns. Catholic won that game, by the way, 42-35. But I'm telling you, nobody could tackle that kid. And then he goes to Notre Dame. And again, it's not just like some glory days high school stuff. Sometimes dudes are just better. Like, you can just tell he's just different. And he was just different. And then he goes to Notre Dame and immediately, as a freshman, is on the field. Had 52 rushes for 230 yards, 3 scores. And last year as a sophomore, he led Notre Dame with 165 rushing attempts for 820 yards. So remember, 165 for 820. 165 for 820. Remember that. 165 for 820. LSU rushing last year, Daniels had 186 for 885. But among running backs, your leading rusher was Josh Williams, 97 for 532. I mean, you got a dude that can be a bell cow. Let's see. Kyle Milliken, morning, Matt. Pitching is a real concern going into the postseason. Sure. Yeah. Matt Plavidal, good morning, Matt. One day till I'm off. All right. Enjoy your time off. Not bad. Making money, getting exercise. All right, man. That's a good attitude, man. Get some sun. Say hello to the neighbors, all that stuff. Hell yeah, man. Alex DeVilliers, Brian Wynn, Big Jack Cole, pumped about Diggs is the safety for Marshall next. That's going to be interesting. Jake Cole. Remember, so Jake is talking about his name is Andre Sam. The backstory is coming out. He went to Iowa, the high school on I-10 in Southwest Louisiana. He went to Iowa, didn't have any offers, goes to McNeese, plays at McNeese under Lance Guidry and then Frank Wilson. Lance Guidry left McNeese, went to Marshall. Sam transfers to Marshall to play for Guidry this past season. Guidry goes to Tulane as the defensive coordinator. Sam announces a transfer to Tulane. Then before he ever coaches there, Guidry takes the job as the DC at Miami. And so now Sam's back in the transfer portal and he's got an offer from Miami and from LSU. So which of his former coaches, Guidry or Frank Wilson, can land him essentially is the question. Yes, LSU needs safety help. It would be great if they could get him. I don't know if they're going to land him or if he goes to Miami. Do you tug on the emotional heartstrings and keep him home? Or does he go play for Guidry, who he's followed to McNeese, Marshall, Tulane, maybe the next, we'll see. Let's see, Reed Rule, morning Scone, excited about Diggs. Does that mean someone is on the move? 5 running back seems crowded. Well, keep in mind, Reed, here's what you don't know. Number 1, you don't know if Armani Goodwin's healthy. Number 2, you don't know John Emery's status. And then I don't know what realistically you're expecting from the true freshman. So really what you're talking about is you got Josh Williams, you got Noah Cain, Logan Diggs. I'm certain about those 3 now, right? And among the 3, Diggs is the best. Larry Garner, good morning, Jeremy Weiss, Matt. I'm not going to be shocked if this team wins the Natty. Also won't be surprised if they get bounced from a home regional. No, Jeremy, they're not going to lose a home regional. Look, it's happened before. I mean, 2014, they lost a home regional with Aaron Nola and Alex Bregman on the team. So can it happen? Sure. You just got to keep in mind, someone, you can throw anybody and beat a 4 seed. And then you'll come back with Skeens in the marble game. So, someone's going to have to go play again and then come back and beat you twice. In their 4th and 5th games of the weekend, LSU's not going to lose a home regional, man. Super regional, depending on your draw and if it's at home or on the road, yeah, all that matters at this point. Stephen Miller, let's see, Travinsky at first is a prime example that Jay will side with offense over defense all the time. Highly doubt we'll see that experiment again, though. Oh, it's Drew's toys talking. Stephen, it was interesting to see that last night. And my thought was, so I agree with you, obviously, offense over defense. But again, like we talk about all the time, first base isn't a premium defensive position. Jared Jones never played that position. You've had him playing there. You slid Beloso in there on Sunday. He hadn't played first base in forever. But it also shows you, Stephen, that first base that anybody could play. Just grab a glove and go stand on the base. He had some nice plays there too, by the way. But but you're right that in most instances Jay wants offense. But at this point, I don't even know how you justify taking Travinsky out. I'm not looking at SEC splits, but if I were to look at SEC splits for Travinsky and say Jared Jones, and if that's your decision, right? If you're trying to decide if you're going to keep catching Travinsky in game 2 for Floyd, okay, but if you want him in the lineup the other 2 days, but you want to keep Beloso as DH, so is it Travinsky or Jones at first? Both are big dudes, both have a lot of power, both are right-handed bats. I'm not looking at SEC splits right now, but my guess is that Travinsky's batting average, on-base percentage, slugging, number of strikeouts per ABs, are all those numbers are better than Jones's in SEC play. So I got no problem with that at all. You want to find a way to get that dude in the lineup, I'm good with it. You could always play Beloso at first and DH Travinsky. But my guess is what they'll do is in game 2, if they catch Travinsky for Floyd, which Jay said he wants to do, then Jones plays first day 2, and then you DH Travinsky or have him at first games 1 and 3 to get him in the lineup. Let's see. Craig Dugas, Will Wade with the best recruiting class McNeese has ever seen. Giddy up, we ride. No. Come on, Craig. Go Tigers. Bailey C. I love Diggs coming home. Seems like it's been forever since we had that definitive back. Well, yeah, Clyde in 2019. And then Ty Davis Price had a 1,000-yard season in 2020. But Ty Davis Price really struggled for the first half of the season, and he ended up rushing for 1,000 yards in large part because he went off for 300 against Florida, right? So, but Clyde in 2019, before that, you had Brissett have a 1,000-yard season in 2018. And then you kind of had the Fournette-Geis tandem from 14 to 17. So, before that, Jeremy Hill. So, you've had great running backs, but, really you could say Fournette-Geis and then a little bit of a dip of Clyde in 2019. Leon Williams, Jesse Post, good morning. Stephen Miller, however, moving forward, Travinsky's bad must be in the lineup. I agree with that. I don't know at this point how you justify. I need to find the SEC splits. I don't know how you justify not having him in the lineup. Now, he could hit a cold streak where he goes, 1 for 12 in a weekend with 6 strikeouts, and if he does, then you got to rethink it. But the way he's swinging it right now, and against SEC pitching, that's the bigger thing, right? It's like, Jones has 14 bombs, and he's been fantastic, and anybody would be thrilled to have Jones in their lineup. But LSU's just got an absurd amount of talented bats. Jones is hitting 300 with 14 dingers. Let's see. Jones is hitting 309, 14 homers, 429 on base percentage, but he's got 67 strikeouts and 152 ABs. So 1 strikeout every 2.5 ABs, it's a lot. Really almost 1 strikeout every other per 2 ABs. Like, you're striking out roughly half of your ABs. That's tough. But you got the 14 bombs, and he's got 45 RBI, and he scored 37 runs. He's got a 429 on base percentage. There's a lot of things to like with Jones. But again, I'm not looking at the SEC only splits. I'll look at it today. But my guess is Travinsky against SEC pitching has dramatically outperformed Jones. Just a guess. Go Tigers, Diggs, Emery, Williams, Goodwin, Kane, Holly. I feel good about a running back room. You got a lot of bodies there for sure. 7:55, 5 minutes to go. Smash that like button if you would, YouTube. Appreciate y'all for being there. Subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, please like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. So a shout out to Brock. Remember, Brock Rock and Wine. Set the date, y'all. Brock Rock and Wine, July 29th. Get more info at brortho.com. And Hudco Roofing released a new video yesterday with Hudco explaining more about fortified roofing. Been telling you all a lot about that. So save as much as 52% on your homeowner's insurance with a fortified roof. Learn more, hudcoroofing.com. Troy Hebert, morning, Matt. Congrats on coming to Lafayette. You and Kevin Foote are 2 of the best local radio personalities I listen to, both on the same station. Cool, Troy. Appreciate it so much, man. Thank you. Yeah, man, if y'all missed the news, AFR June 26th, we will be added to what will be then ESPN 103.7 in Lafayette and ESPN 104.1 in Lake Charles. So you will hear AFR on the entire I-10 corridor. Really looking forward to it. Gregory Gordy, Joel Cunningham. Sometimes it's a simplest style. Jay is an offensive guy, pitching, defense, or secondary. Yeah, man, you can't say pitching and defense or secondary when he goes and gets Wes Johnson from the Minnesota Twins. He gets Paul Skeens. He brings in Thatcher Hurd, Christian Little, who when he was coming out of high school was arguably the best arm in the country. You signed Chase Shores, who throws 100. You can't say that pitching is secondary. They put a lot into pitching. You can't help the fact that Grant Taylor was lost for the year, or Shores or Edwards were lost for the year. These are your best arms. After Skeens, the top 2 ERAs are Shores and Edwards. That's a big deal losing those guys. Grant Taylor was supposed to be your number 2 guy. That's significant. I get it. Everybody has injuries. And that's not an excuse for not being able to throw the ball over the plate. That's a problem, and I completely agree. Every pitcher at this level should be able to throw the ball over the plate. But to say, if he doesn't value pitching, it's wrong, man. Like, I get it. It's not gone well this year, but the flip side of it is look at how meticulous and detail-oriented they were a year ago. It's kind of incredible how they pieced that together a year ago without talent. Weston Weaver, Morning Matt, does a midweek team ever throw their ace against LSU to get a win, or do most teams take the same approach with the midweek? You'll see sometimes teams will throw a weekend guy against LSU. It's happened this year. But the reason primarily is if it's a team that feels like they can get an at-large bid. Most teams from the non-Power 5 are not going to get an at-large bid. They have to win their conference to get a regional bid. So it doesn't do them any good for their resume necessarily to beat LSU. But some teams, we've seen it before, teams out of the Sun Belt that have that's been a multi-bid league. And so if you're a team that wins 45 games or something like that out of the Sun Belt, but you lose your conference tournament, yeah, a win like that matters. So it's happened before. Let's see. Ryan Woolridge, good morning, bro. What's your thoughts on the U.S. debt ceiling? If Congress can't get a deal, it could cost Americans everything. Okay. Justin Marquez, wrong show, bro. Justin Marquez, how about Trey Morgan at first base? Okay. You're trying to prod me. All right, it's 8 o'clock, so I'm not going to go anywhere. Yeah, Troy Avery said 2 years of subpar defense by LSU baseball is a common theme with Jay's teams, or is it something else? No, and they were bad last year, but they also weren't talented. Like Jacob Berry will never play third base in the show, but you had to get his bat in the lineup, so you played him there. So no, you didn't have a catcher last year. You had butchers behind the plate, so they've been much better defensively this year. So, anyway, okay, it's, sorry, y'all, I got to bounce. It's 8 o'clock. I got to go get Drew up and get him out of school. Sorry if I missed you. Let's see. Dad, good morning, Bubba Smith, Trey Potan, Lenny Moss, what's up? Charlie Cavell, Mark, good morning. Carl Ritter. Sorry I missed y'all's comments, y'all. If I missed you, I got to bounce, got to get Drew up, get him to school. Y'all have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. Please smash that like button on the way out on YouTube, Facebook. Please like the page, yet post, and we'll see you. Peace.